Hi guys, so it's a first little vlog from me. So first of all, welcome to Kemp's Carping. A little bit corny I know, but ain't they all? So you join us today down at my local club lake, which is in Yateley. I won't name it yet, some people will probably guess it or might recognise it, but I'll let that be. Probably not fair to sort of name it, but yeah, it's in Yateley. I started on it, well, I actually joined originally in 3 seasons ago, and I've actually only done 1 session on it, so which I didn't catch anything, so been a bit of a sort of a wasted few years, but I've started now. So like I say, it's in Yateley. It's this lake's, there's 3 lakes on this complex. This lake's supposed to be one of the easier lakes. I think it probably is, but in terms of actually being easy, I wouldn't say it's easy. A lot of bait goes in, it gets fished quite hard, and the days that it was probably a little bit easier was when there was probably slightly less members. There's a few more members now, so I wouldn't say it's necessarily easy, but it's the easier one of the 3. I've done a few day sessions, which I had a little bit of success on the first day. I had an 18-pound 2 half sort of linear, which I'll add some photos of, because I didn't take any video footage at the time, but I'll add photos in. I then done another day, and blanked, and then I come back on the Thursday and done a night, and that's my first night that I've done on the complex. I've recently had ACL surgery, so I'm not the quickest off the mark, and to be honest, I wasn't expecting the night that I did have. I had 6 takes, which I'm certain were carp. 3 of them I landed, 3 of them I lost, and I landed 3-4 bream maybe. There's sort of an area here where you can, a lot of bream seem to hold up, but carp do get in there too, so you sort of take chances as to what you pick up. But the carp were lovely, really nice carp. I had, they was all mirrors, again they've all been mirrors at the minute, and they was mirrors to 22-pound 12, which again I didn't get any video footage of, but I will put some photos in, and yeah, to put some photos in after this, and you can see what I had there. So going forward, I'm hoping that everything I have now I will get video footage for, I will get photos. I'm just starting out, so it's not going to be the best, but we'll give it a go. I've got some footage of the lake. I'll show you pictures of the lake, I'll show you where I'm fishing. So where I intended to fish was the place where I had the 18 at the start, sort of a little snaggy corner. Again, I'll put a picture up of the lake and show you where I'm talking about, which was the first swim. It's closest to car park, so like I say, I've had ACL surgery, so it was pretty sort of a go-to place that I could stay right near the car park. That soon died a death. I had the fish off of there, but then I see lots of other fish moving from probably the furthest part of the lake that I could go to. It's not a massive lake anyway, but in terms of the lake, it was the furthest part that I could go to, so I ended up moving round to there, and now I've predominantly spent my time around this area. So like I say, I'll put a map up of the lake. I'll show you areas where I am fishing, and I will show you things that I'm doing and that. So it's nothing sort of revolutionary. I'm not sort of in smashing anything up or anything like that, but it's just, I just want to show you me and my fishing. So yeah, so I'll leave that little introduction there, and hopefully speak to you again soon. Welcome back all. Thought I'd give you a little sort of overview of the lake. I know what you're probably thinking, that's what people do when they haven't caught nothing. If you was thinking that, you'd be absolutely correct, because I haven't caught anything. Only been here for probably 3-4 hours, so didn't really expect to have anything now. I did see some fish when I got here, but with as you can see, the weather's outstanding, which isn't always the best for carp fishing. They have spawned on this lake already, so hopefully I'm not battling that as well. But yeah, I thought I'd give you a sort of a little overview. I'm not sure how much you can see. So I've got, let's move a little bit. Oh, there's a fish there. So that fish just boshed. Don't know if you heard it, it was just around here. Further, probably 2-3 rod lengths back from where I'm actually fishing, where I'd like to be fishing really, but there is a guy that's fishing across from me who is a bit of a grey area. It's probably from both, the lake is a circle with an island in the middle, so it could be questionable to whose water it is. I'm sure there'll be people that comment on this to say whose water it is, but it's a grey area, it's questionable, so I'm sort of being as respectful as I can and not going over to that area. You've got, just down to our left here, there's sort of an aerator. If you go further back from that to the island, so around here, which you can't quite see on the camera, I'll see if I can zoom in a little bit. It's a bit better, yeah. So you've got your aerator here. I've got a rod just under these overhanging trees, which the last time I was doing a night here, I had 3 takes off of. I lost 2 of them sadly, just couldn't get to the rod quick enough, even though it's right in front of me. I did lose 2 and I landed 1 from there. I've seen fish crash there earlier on when I turned up. Nothing this afternoon, but I wouldn't say I've caused commotion. I boat my rigs out, so there's not too much commotion going on in the swim, but there's been nothing as yet. This back bit sort of goes into an alcove. I've never really explored that. Could be something that I look at later, being that I can't get to where I'd like to be. You've got my second, so my first rod is, like I say, just under these trees. So it's out of focus. Just under these trees here, right off the island, and then pan you around. So this goes round the island. My second rod is, again, it kind of mirrors where we are with the alcove to our left. There's an alcove just behind this sort of reed bed shooting up here. There's an alcove there. And my second rod is probably, I know that's out of focus, there's not much I can. My second rod is about here. The fish that crashed was here. Like I say, ideally I would like to be where that fish did crash. I had 3 fish off there a week and a half ago, 2 weeks ago. But there's a guy fishing around to my right, and like I say, it's probably a little bit of a liberty to go too far out there. He's only fishing sort of mid-water, but sort of respect that he was here first and sort of try my luck in this different area. Like I say, there's been nothing as yet. I have seen fish roll in and sort of top in, but it's been sort of, I think about 22-23 degrees today, clear skies, sun. So to be honest, I'm hedging my bets for sort of late evening, through the night and early morning, to be honest. I'm definitely going to stick with the rod out here under the bushes here. I don't know whether to persist with this. If the guy goes, then I will be going further back to the sort of lilies out here. It's that overhanging tree you can see there. I can get out to under that. If not, I might have a look at what it's sort of like around this area, coming off the island. See if I can catch anything that sort of comes round. It's like I say, there's the lake itself is sort of round. It's about 4 acres inside with an island in the middle. It's quite sort of snug. The margins are meant to be really good sort of areas here. The trouble is, it's hard when you go to any lake, as you know, it's hard to sort of not go to an island. Carp like to sort of swim around the islands, and I've had success on one of the areas in particular, and I'm probably 2 rod lengths off of an area where I've done well on a week and a half ago, so I don't think I'm a million miles away. But yeah, it's not. My right hand rod, which is the one further out around here, 100% sure if I'm 100% happy with the positioning. That's also where I mentioned about the bream, so you do get a build up of bream in that area. I don't know why it is, but you do tend to find sort of more bream in that area. I think I had three bream from there last time, but the carp again do get in there as well. So I think it's early doors yet. I've got rods, I'm fishing, I've got a little bit of bait with them. Will I stay in both them spots tonight? It's questionable. One definitely, one I might explore and see what we can get. But hopefully the next time I see you will be me holding a fish. If not, it'll be some sort of fancy sort of scenic shot where I'm trying something out which looks absolutely jank, but I'm giving it a go. So yeah, I'll speak to you soon.
My tea's gone cold, I'm wondering why I got out of bed at all. The morning rain clouds up my window, but I can't see it all. Even if I could, it would all be great. Put your picture on my wall, and it reminds me that it's not so bad, it's not so bad.
So last little update, probably the last one for tonight, unless I have one in the night or in the morning. But dinner's just been done, which I've put some pictures in as well. I'm not sure if you're interested in that, but you're going to see it anyway. It was lovely, can I add? So I got the rods out before dinner. I had a little lead around before dinner as well with the left-hand spot, which was the one over. You see the stick coming into shot under these bushes around here. I know that area is clear because I fished there last time, and I did do a bit of leading around before. I did put a lead over there just to have a feel. I pushed it a little bit further left, so I was just seeing what the area was like around there, and as I thought it is, it's clear like it was where I was fishing a week and a half ago. I sort of had a little explore out here in front of these reeds here, which I'll try and zoom into. So in front of these reeds here, but it was clear. There's plenty of gravel. I did pull into a small bit of weed as I come, sort of maybe 10, 12 foot off the reeds, so it's another option. I did go, I eventually put it just past these reeds, so it's hard to see on the camera here, but it was past these reeds into the sort of alcove here, and that's where I put the rod, which is basically clear gravel in there. So like I say, it's not as close to the lilies at the back as I'd like to be, but the guy has decided to do the night, so like I said, I didn't want to take too much advantage of where I'm fishing, so we'll see how it goes. It's quite nice because it means that it's a different spot to what I actually fished last time when I was here, so you never know. So I put some bait out. All we can do is hope now. It does look good for it. It's clear, lovely clear evening. Nice bit of wind pushing in, but I've not seen much show really since this morning, or late morning. So it's kind of just hoping that they are still in this area. It's not a big lake, so they move around, but we shall see. So if I don't get back to you in the night, it will be hopefully in the morning with a fish. See you in a bit.
What is love? Baby, don't hurt me. Don't hurt me no more. What is love? Baby, don't hurt me. Don't hurt me no more.
Well, it's the morning after. It was the most horrific night last night. So I said to you about the chances of, we take chances with there being quite a lot of bream in this area. Well, that proved itself to be correct last night, and I've got the bad luck with landing on probably every single bream that's in the lake. I've not really slept. I think at one point I had 2 bream on each rod, and it's just been absolute nightmare, to be honest. They're all massive bream. A bream angler would probably love them, but it just absolutely wrecked it. I said about the spot that's directly out in front of us. I've had bream off that. Then to the left, the one that's slightly around the corner near the aerator, I've had bream off that as well. So it's not even like they're sort of held up in one area. I'm just picking them off. I've had them off. That's been off of a single hook bait, Ronnie rig, which was expectable really. 15mm pop up on there, you can understand that. But then I've had them on a snowman rig with a 15mm and a 12mm pop up. So it's difficult to know what to do to sort of combat them. I guess you just got to fish through them, but it's frustrating. Currently it's about 4:30, so I have got the rigs back out, bait round them. To be honest, I think I've made a bit of a schoolboy error in putting too much pellet in with the bait. Probably should have just gone boilie. I think the pellet's just drawing them in. But we live and learn. This sort of time seems to be the prime bite time on this lake, but I've heard a few fish crash around the back of the island, over on the far bank as well. Nothing too much around this side. It's quite ironic really, because the alarms haven't stopped all night, and now I've got the video going. It's the one time they stop. I genuinely thought I would have nicked one. I thought maybe into the evening, sort of 11 o'clock onwards, but I just don't think the rods haven't had a chance to. Just been absolutely battered by bream every time they've been in. I did one of my rods. When I reeled it in, I was also tangled up in a branch and some tackle. Someone's obviously lost a fish. It's gone into some snags maybe, and it's got rid of the rig and that into the branch, and I've picked that rig up, so I suppose that's a good thing for the lake. Frustrating again for myself, because personally I think a bream actually took me into it with the sort of mess and dumped me in there as well, but it's out now anyway. Oh, there you go, it's the classic bream. Pull up, drop back down. And that's what it's been all night. The other week, week and a half, 2 weeks ago when I come, that sort of thing was really good sign, because what I was finding was I was getting that sort of indication, and then I might get a take, which to me showed that fish were actually feeding in the area, and it was possibly sort of line bites as well that was indicating to me that a fish was in the area. So yesterday I was quite hopeful that that was would be the same this week, but it's every single one of them's just turned into being a bream, which, as you can hear from my voice, I'm over the moon about, but it is what it is. I was hoping to have a fish to sort of show you for the first vlog. That's obviously not transpired, because I wasn't, even though they were quite big bream, I was not making my first fish on camera a bream, so every single one of them's been unhooked and let go. I was thinking if I don't have anything on this session, then what I probably will do is not that it makes a difference, because when you see this it'll be one big vlog, but I'll probably keep this going into my next session, and possibly the next one until I catch a fish. Basically, I like the first vlog to have some fish action that's not a bream. So yeah, if I'm not, I mean, I sound defeated already. It's prime bite time now. But if I don't catch anything, I will push this over into the next session as well, and link the two together. It seems prime for it. But then saying that, the guy that's down from me said that yesterday morning it was just like a jacuzzi out in front of where we are. Fish just feeding everywhere from about 4 o'clock onwards. And like I say, it's about 4:30, 4:45 now, and I'm not seeing the same sort of thing that you mentioned. So unless it's had a complete turnaround, I don't know. There's not been too much sort of commotion this end. There's no one else. There's only me and the other guy next to me that are fishing. So yeah, I don't know. Keep the camera going for a bit, you never know. I mean, the chances of getting a live take on your first vlog are pretty slim, but you never know. fish crashed there. I don't know if you heard that. That's over the back, right over the back. It's a place I've always liked the look of, to be honest. It's quite a snaggy area. You sort of fish the margins, zoom in. So sort of these back tree areas. So you've got to swim here. You can fish down under this sort of tree line, and there's an inlet that runs sort of further up, and then you've got to swim here, I believe, which you've got these two. Another fish just crashed over there. And again, that was on, you should have seen that. Direct, I mean, they was doing it when I was here last time. It seems that when there's no one fishing in them swims, and I mean, as you see then, that fish crashed it in front of the swim. That's all they was giving us. They do sort of, them trees, I mean, it's quite deceiving, you can't really see on the camera now, but the trees sort of come out quite far. It's quite an overhang on them trees. I fish with a boat myself, so you can get under them over there. Could be my next port call next time, come up. Always seem to see them out there in the morning time, this sort of time. I mean, like I say, it's a snaggy area, so there's always going to be fish there, but I believe one come out further out of shot, which is up towards where I said the inlet. One come out yesterday morning, 24 pound, I believe, 24, 25 pound. Frustrating that it's been absolutely plagued with bream this end of the lake. Like never before. I've never had it where, like, you know, two bream on two rods at the same time. Nice this morning, complete contrast to yesterday. It seems to have been like this through this really warm weather. It's sort of starting off quite cloudy and overcast in the morning, and then gets real hot in the day. So you'd think that these sort of cloudy mornings is prime bite time, really. Quite low light at the minute as well. It's still, the sun hasn't quite come up in the sky yet. You can probably see it's quite dark, a little bit dull.
think on that note, I'm going to get another coffee on, and I shall come back to you if I have any other action. Hopefully you see me in a bit.